Hey everybody, I'm out of the lab, back here on location. That's a great, what you just saw there in the lab is a fantastic, just finished some exercise on the push bike behind me, a couple of kettlebells, I got a squat board over there. Back here in the rental house, winter time, although it's a sunny winter day here. You can see the light just over the back over there. It's a Sunday morning as I record this, just finished the correct dose of physical activity, which is what related to what you just saw there about hazard ratios. I am continuing to, at my age of 59, incrementally increase my oxygen efficiency score as a result of using the correct dose of physical activity. You might see a cameo in a minute from my golden retriever who's out the back here. There he is in the garage, his tail wagging. Come on, Bear, over here, buddy. Come on, over you come. Here he is. Come and say, oh, there he goes. He goes flying past with a stick. Now he's over there in front of me. Okay, back to wrapping up this video learning episode after we know we've finished hazard ratios. What do we want to talk about next in the next particular episode? Oh, there he is, in the nice golden retriever. Good boy with his little, that's not a stick, it's a snake you've got there. It's a toy snake, by the way. We do have snakes in Australia, but it's a toy snake. We want to transfer from the video that we've started here on the Longevity Builder series into something that's probably my one. I think out of all the components of the ecosystem of being a longevity builder. So here I am this morning on a Sunday morning. I put in a little 30 minutes here before the day starts and gets kicked off on using the correct dose of physical activity. The thing that I am most interested in finding out for myself, and I love sharing and teaching, are the molecular and physiological health adaptations that occur as of a result of doing something like I did this morning with the push bike, the kettlebells, and the squat board. Like my little 10-minute blocks, short rest, 10-minute block, short rest, 10-minute block. That was my half an hour. And so today, this morning, as I do each day, I get the correct dose of physical activity because it causes molecular and physiological changes inside my body. They lead to a structural and functional change inside my body. That has a linear correlation of driving down your risk from clinical complications related to the big four: excess weight, catastrophic cardiovascular events, high blood sugar, and metabolic syndrome. Get those things in order in your body by raising you incrementally over time, especially if you're a beginner, your oxygen efficiency score. And what ends up happening is that your body creates these molecular and physiological health adaptations. The very definition, from all that I've learned in teaching health and physical education for 40 years now, and all that I've learned in the past decade of interviewing, working with, and consulting with PhDs over on my audio channel of my podcast, audio podcast of the New Science of Physical Health, of all the PhDs, both clinicians and practicing cardiologists, practicing exercise physiologists, people in vascular medicine and research, molecular medicine, and a whole host more. All that I've learned through the teaching and those PhDs shows me that the very definition, in my layperson's term, my educator's term, is what health adaptations am I creating inside my body to drive down my risk of clinical complications from those big four. That's what longevity is. I don't think it's as complicated as what I see, and my observations, my opinion, what I see on lots and lots and lots of other channels and lots of other resources that you can go and get a hold of. I want to build an ecosystem that's very, very straightforward, very easy for any of us to understand, and I want it to be a longevity builder ecosystem that helps you and myself, because I'm doing it for myself, to improve our odds of longevity dramatically, statistically, significantly, and our health span, the amount of years that we live without a disease and we're not impacted by that disease on how we can actually go and live, which is the purpose of being a longevity builder. So the next video episode I'm going to produce for the channel here is all about the molecular and physiological health adaptations that happen inside your body and how they cause a structural and functional change and how that leads to improved longevity and improved health span. A really simple sequence of teaching framework, if you like. here's just one example I'm going to touch on. They're inside your blood vessels. Say the blood vessels of your heart. You know what a heart looks like? It's about the size of your fist. There's these blood vessels all around it. Here's one thing that happens in all your blood vessels. Like this happened to me today. By using the correct dose of physical activity, and we have a tracking technology to do that, to use that, by using the correct dose of physical activity for your body, your body releases a molecule called nitric oxide. This is one health adaptation. It's a little snippet, a prelude to the next episode. It releases a molecule called nitric oxide. As you go from being a teenager into your 20s, so from 20 to 30, your blood vessels become less elastic. So you imagine it's a freezing cold morning, and over time a pipe gets stiffer and stiffer. Well, your arteries have that capacity. I mean, nearly every person that does not use, I keep pointing behind me because that's where the bike and the kettlebell are. That's my example for this episode. Every person that does not use the correct dose of physical activity doesn't release nitric oxide on a daily basis into their blood vessels. But what does nitric oxide actually do? It causes your blood vessels to become more elastic. So nitric oxide, this molecule, has a short half-life, doesn't last long in your blood vessels. But if you go back and repeat and get the correct dose of physical activity on a daily basis, you get another flood of nitric oxide. And then there's a skin, cells on the inside of your artery wall called endothelial tissue. One of the diseases that you get is called endothelial dysfunction from your 20s to your 30s, 30s to your 40s, 40s to your 50s, 50s to your 60s. Your arteries become stiffer, stiffer, stiffer. Very, very dangerous process, arterial stiffening. Well, if you use the correct dose of physical activity, one of the molecular adaptations is to take down arterial stiffening. Now, it's a very complex medical process that happens inside your body. I'm going to decode that as a health adaptation. I might do 2 or 3 health adaptations in the next New Science of Physical Health lab, and then in the next episode we'll do some more, because these health adaptations are the very essence of what longevity is. And I think that's what, from my talking to people all over the world and even here locally where I live in Sydney, that's what a lot of people don't get. They think of a disease or a catastrophic health event that threatens their longevity and threatens their health span just kind of comes on them like that. It doesn't. It comes because you create negative molecular and physiological health adaptations, which causes a negative process of structural and functional change. We're going to do the opposite. We're going to show you how incrementally increasing your oxygen efficiency score as measured by your VO2 Max makes these health adaptations. Oh, fantastic to share with you again. And can't wait. Actually, I can't wait. I'm looking back here at this garage and where we are in the rental. It's a nice little place, but we're building a brand new home. I can't wait till that project is done sometime in 2026, and share with you where we're going to be then as we continue to go down this road of being a longevity builder. See you in the next episode, all about health adaptations. Bye for now.